Hello everybody, I'm back again. This is BBK. We're here to talk about part 2 of the three-part series in talking about fear and how fear controls us. Today is going to be a little bit more. Have you got your cup of tea? Today is going a little bit more about the people that have inspired me on my business journey. So this is a 2-part, and yes, I'm checking my notes, so let's have some fun together. This is part 2 of my 3-part series about how fear is controlling and how we are giving the fear elephant, the elephant, just far too much power. Let's take that power away from the elephant, because he doesn't deserve it. The fear elephant does not deserve it. Sorry, itchy nose. But I just thought, let's smash through that fear with a sledgehammer and tell tell each other that I'm just going to check that my mic is working. Whoops, I just realized that. Sorry, my fault. That fear is no longer welcome, and we're going to grow because we want to grow, not because we are scared stiff to do something. So, hang in there. I've got a few quotes I've pulled up, because a few quotes that I like, because I love quotes. Quotes are inspirational, and they help. These are some of the things that I use within my business coaching to help my clients, help you as my client overcome this fear that you may have, this limiting thoughts that you may have created in your little head. So the quote I've got today, the first quote, is, "Fear has a large shadow, but he himself is small." This is by Ruth GendlenTry, G-E-N-L-E-N. I kind of got a little bit of a thing for you to do at the moment. Okay, it is winter in Australia, but stand up. Go outside, make sure you've got a mask on, especially if you're in Victoria, and have the sun, when the sun's out, it's too cloudy today, so you'll have to wait for the sun, and get the sun to be behind you, and watch the shadow, your shadow, go across, and see how large your shadow is. And then stand in a different spot, and you'll realize that your shadow in certain situations shrinks. So it gets smaller and smaller. So this is what we're going to do with fear. We're going to pretend fear is a shadow. And we don't need this shadow anymore, because he is not benefiting who we are as people, who we are as a business owner, so that we can grow, so that we can smash that income ceiling. So if you're 5'2", your shadow is going to still make you look like 6'7". There is no problems with that. But if you're, I'm 5'7", or 169 centimeters, but we'll round it up to 170 for the Australians versus the Americans. What I've written here, I said, this is fear, casting a large shadow. But if you just move, start taking action, you will soon see your fear shrinking, because we're going to smash it on the head, and you will be growing stronger and stronger every day. You will be teaching your mind, you will be reprogramming it. That was a slip over words, wasn't it? You will be reprogramming your words to the next level. Your brain will understand where you're coming from. Sorry, I just need to move my mic so that you can hear me better. So these are just some of the things that you need to think about when you're even thinking about, and fear has a lot of names. Fear could be, fear is fear of failure. Fear is also overwhelm. Fear is also hesitation, forever pivoting. not making a decision, not jumping to the next level. That's all okay. That's what I'm here for. That's how I'm going to help you. In part one, I should actually say today I thought I would talk about some of the processes that I use daily to grow my mind, my body, and my soul all as a whole. So in part one, I talked about the 3 ways to bounce, and we're only going to do a quick summary of this. 3 ways to bounce back from failure, and yes, failure is just fear dressed up. That's what I've written. So back on Tuesday, which was the 21st of July, I shouldn't date this because when people watch it in the future, oh, I knew when she recorded this. There were 3 things that I gave you permission if you have failed something, if you've used the fear of failure. And number 1, I said you're allowed to wallow in your fear, in your failure for 5 minutes and then move on. You've given yourself, you set a time, move on. Number 2 was be honest with yourself. Don't hide from the fact that you might have done something wrong and you're too scared to tell your partner, you're too scared to announce to the world, you're too scared to say, hey, I've done a boo-boo. That's okay. Be honest with yourself. Don't hide. And number 3 is forgive yourself. Learn how to grow. We all make mistakes. I made mistakes. I've probably made half a dozen mistakes today doing different things. But that's okay. That's fine. But don't forgive yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. If we're so hard on ourselves all the time, we're never going to get where we want to get to. So I give you permission. I give you permission to forgive yourself. And if you can't forgive yourself because, and I've used that word can't because I want it to be really aggressive, then DM me. Or I've dropped a link in the chat. Book a meeting with me. Free 20-minute consultation. We can help you realize that it wasn't a failure. It's just fear dressed up as failure. And we're going to allow you to get to that next level. Today I'm going to definitely go a little bit deeper and further on in this little speech I've got, or this little Facebook Live, I'm going to talk about Elon Musk's failures. Because people think that these so-called gurus of the invention world never failed. Well, I'm sorry, they did. And so I'm going to put that in a bit of perspective for you. So today we'll work through, that's sort of similar to walk through, what to do I do daily to thrive and to reach more people, so that I can give back to the people that are around me. I created myself a little story because I think stories always help, because they give you the imagination on where I'm going and stuff like that. So it's story time. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. You wake up to all these emails. In this case, I'm referring to e-commerce, selling a product or selling a service. It's still a product. And you made a mistake. You made a boo-boo. You left the link off something, or you left the 0 off a product you're selling. So suddenly, instead of selling that product for $199, you're selling that product, well, $190, because I've got to get rid of the 0. You're selling that product for, so if it's $199, that's $199.00. Suddenly you're selling that product for $11.90. Okay, I give you permission to have a total freak out for 2 minutes. Then correct the boo-boo. Don't panic over it. You're allowed to say, eek, oh no, what have I done? And the problem is you're going to still have to sell that product at that price for those people. But what you do is you fix the problem. You don't crawl up. What I've put here is what are you going to do? Are you going to crawl up in a hole, tell yourself, I told you so, pull the blanket over your head, or jump out of bed and say to yourself, I made a boo-boo, and fix the problem? I personally would just fix the problem. I'm not saying I didn't do that in the past. I can tell you, in the past, there would be times where I would pull the blanket over my head and say, I cannot do anything about this. But I'm human. I realise that when I make a mistake, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn to double check. Or I'm going to have somebody that works with me to double check my figures before, I press the go live button. That's what it's about. That's how you get people to help you. It's not going to help my business to panic, to scream, to shout. I'll give myself 5 minutes of the panic attack, and then I've just got to go, let's move on. I tell myself, move, take action, fix the problem now. I gave my brain that 5 minutes to wallow and to grieve and to throw a temper tantrum, to tell myself I was useless and hopeless. And then I fixed it. I said, no, brain, you're not useless. You just made a mistake. And let's move on. Don't be afraid of failure. Don't let that fear take over what you're doing. Just say, oh well, I won't do it again next time. So this is a process I teach my clients as I mentor them, as I coach them through the next levels of their business as they're trying to smash through that income ceiling. I teach that it's useless hiding. You might just lose a lot of money, but don't worry. It's easy for me to say don't worry about it, but I can assure you I have lost money by making a boo-boo. I can remember doing a design for somebody and not charging them for delivery, and delivery was going to cost me $100 on a physical product. Because of that, my profit level was barely break even. I said, okay, now I've got a big sign that says, remember to add the delivery costs, because posting things around the world, around Australia, around the world is expensive. People understand that they have to pay for the postage of things on an expensive product. So that just happens. But what I did learn, and I've put it down here, I recognise that I have learnt from the elephant in the room and see how strong I have become. Just think of what you could do if you don't hide from things. So now I thought I would talk about Elon Musk. And as I put it, his name, M-U-S-K, kept blowing up rockets. And I've got a whole series of dates I'm going to sprout to you. And he was trying to invent a reusable space rocket that he could, so we could go and investigate the moon, more importantly Mars, so that we can go to outer space and go to the next planet. So did you know in 2006 he invented his first rocket, 2006. But he also blew up his first rocket in 2006. He could have given up. He did the same thing in 2007, second rocket. In 2008, third rocket. I think you get the message here. If he stopped, we wouldn't have what he's invented at the moment. So in 2000, he had a little bit of a break, and in 2013, he'd solved the problem of the rocket blowing up, but he realised that for a rocket to be reused, he had to land it. Kaboom! 2013, blew up the rocket when it landed, couldn't get it to land. 2014, he blew up the 4th, 5th and 6th rocket. Oh well, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And actually that was in 2016 that he did that. So, but in the end he was the master of failing success. Guess what? His net worth now is 14.8 million. How much money would he have now if he didn't, he allowed fear of failure, where in 2006, 7, 8, 13, 14, 16, he blew up all these rockets. Where would he be now? He's thinking of launching to the Mars now. That is amazing in the SpaceX program. That is so cool. He surrounded himself with people that could help his commitment by moving forward, so that he didn't allow that fear to take over. So I'm not sure what year he did it. I should have written it down, but in one of the years, and I think it was about 2007, he invented the Tesla car. He got absolutely canned by Top Gear. They said this is the biggest pack of, not very nice words, that they had ever driven. It was a hopeless car. He could have said, hey, they've attacked me personally, but what he said was, yeah, I know. And he invented a better car. He developed a better car. So we now have the Tesla electric car, which gave me the chance last year, because I have a friend that owns one in America, to actually get to drive in a Tesla car. They are beautiful cars. I have always had a passion to want to drive a Tesla car, and I was given the opportunity. I don't know if I want to own one because I'm not really a car person. I'm happy with my Holden Commodore, but that's what makes me happy, so that's fine. But it was so amazing. If he gave up, he wouldn't have given me my dream. So I would have missed out. So think of the clients that will be missing out on what you have to give if you allow fear to take over. I'm definitely not a materialistic person. I don't think I would love to load. Sorry, I'm just going to go turn my phone off. I do apologize, people. Sorry about that, people. I haven't done that for ages. So that was the phone. Phone is disconnected now, and I'll have to give them a call back later. So just imagine what would have happened to my dream. I would not have got my dream to have a ride in a Tesla car. And they're so cool. The doors go up, and they've got the cool. As a designer, I love the whole design of the Tesla car. So what I'm trying to get to is, don't let fear take over and let you make somebody like me miss out on something. I would have missed out on Elon Musk. I would have missed out on the Tesla. You don't know who's out there at the moment that needs you, that needs your product, that needs your service. So I thought I would sort of finish off with, I found this really cool acronym for fear. And you can decide whether you agree with it or disagree with it. So, and I kind of liked it. So fear is forget everything and run. Or do you want to be the person that face everything and rise to the better point, to the better person? The choice is yours. So let's have a coffee and a chat. DM me today. I've put in the chat a link to my calendar. Book an appointment today. I have some appointments free this week, and I would love to talk to you on let's get to that next level so we can smash through that income ceiling of yours. This is Beryl from BBK signing off. See you same time on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30. And let's start helping you grow your business together. So see you soon. Love to you all. Stay home, stay safe, and especially if you're in Victoria, wear a mask. And soon we'll be out the other side. Love to you all. Bye. Yes, trying to find the off button.